Hello, nice to see you all again. This week we're going to look at the letter R. The letter R is such a tricky letter. It is a real challenge, not just for my students, but for me too. It's the letter I have the most trouble with personally. Before we begin looking at the letter R, I wonder if you'd just mind me mentioning that I'm actually seeking sponsorship for my podcast. My elocution podcast has had nearly 100,000 downloads, and I'm thrilled to bits that so many people have listened and downloaded it. But it's now beginning to cost me money in bandwidth, so I'm looking for people to sponsor it. If you sponsor my podcast, you'll get a full mention at the beginning and end of 4 consecutive podcasts. This will reach out to approximately 15,000 people. If you would like to reach 15,000 people for £30, which I think is a bit of a bargain, then do get in contact. info@midwintertuition.co.uk. Okay, enough hawking for business. Now I'd like to talk about the letter R. In spontaneous conversation, and when I am particularly relaxed, I find the letter R is really tricky because I forget to curl my tongue inside my mouth, and I produce a sound more like a W than a R. So I make a W sound quite frequently as well. Now, to cure this, I have been really practicing with my drilling. To practice a letter on its own, it's not very interesting, but it's the best way to do it. So I've got to curl my tongue into the roof of my mouth, so it's just briefly making contact with the alveolar ridge behind those top front teeth, and then I'm going to apply voice. So I'm going to R, 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 R. Now if I make my lips too wide, it sounds like R. So it sounds like an L. We need a small mouth shape, and sometimes I find R, R, R. Keeping my fingers on that side of my mouth can really help to get the sound. Okay, so we're going to drill using a rhythm, and you can use the second hand of a clock or a metronome to help keep a steady beat. So the beat goes R, 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 R. So you do 4, 4, 4, 1. Then you do 3, 3, 3, 1. R, 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 R. Then you do 2, 2, 2, 1. R, 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 R. I didn't do the rhythm. R, 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 R. And then 4 single R letters. R, 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 R. As you can hear, not all of my R's are particularly accurate when I'm doing this. It is a letter I find very, very challenging. It doesn't really matter which rhythm you use when you are practicing the letter on its own. The rhythm will help you to practice that mouth shape. My tongue is aching now from practicing that. So then I'm going to add some vowel sounds after the letter R. So roo, raw, ra, ri, ray, ree. Now why am I not going to put vowel sounds after the R? The letter R is really, really often silent at the end of words or where it follows a vowel. For example, if you think about the word bird, we make that sound in the middle, but we don't make the R as a separate letter, or it would be bird, like that. And in words like runner, when we pronounce the ER at the end, we just make the schwa, the neutral vowel sound, We don't say runner. And, for example, the word art, we just make the R sound. We don't say R. Unless we're talking like a pirate. No, that was last week. Not going to get distracted. Okay, so the other thing you can do is you can look up lists of words. Just Google a list of words beginning with R or ending with R and practice them. Practice them. Okay, so some tongue twisters. Reading and writing are richly rewarding. That's a good one. Raise Ruth's red roof. A lump of red lead. A red lead lump. Round the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. There are lots more. I got some tongue twisters from schooljokes.com. There are also lots of databases full of tongue twisters all around the net. So, have a go at the letter R, practice it on its own, practice it with vowel sounds and then in sentences. Don't give up. I'm not going to give up, so don't you give up. Now, if you'd like to book an individual lesson where we can both practice our letter R together, then you can go to midwintertuition.co.uk and book yourself a lesson. I teach over Google Hangouts and over Skype. I accept PayPal as payment, so you don't have to leave your home to book a lesson or to have a lesson. It's really quite luxurious and terribly modern. So I look forward to hearing from you all soon. And in the meantime, keep practicing that letter R. Goodbye.